No one talked about the patch of earth behind Hawthorne Elementary, not because it was hidden, but because it was too visible. A pale rectangle of dirt sat where the grass refused to grow, framed by a sagging chain-link fence and the crooked back wall of the gymnasium. Teachers hurried past it with their heads down. Students were told it was unsafe and herded away during recess. The ground had no marker, no stone, no sign, only a rawness that seemed to pull the eye, like a word on the tip of the tongue you can't quite remember. I noticed it the first week I transferred. Hawthorne sat at the edge of town, close enough to the woods that the air smelled damp even in summer. The building was old brick, its windows cloudy with age, and the hallways hummed with the echo of children's voices. From the second-floor science lab, you could see the yard behind the school. When the sun hit it just right, the pale dirt shone like a scar. "Don't go back there," my lab partner whispered when she caught me staring. Her name was Elise. She had the cautious eyes of someone who'd grown up learning what not to ask. "They'll suspend you." "For what?" I asked. She shrugged. "For being curious." Curiosity, I learned quickly, was something Hawthorne discouraged. The teacher spoke in clipped sentences, never lingering on questions that wandered off the lesson plan. The janitor, Mr. Crane, locked the back doors at dusk and double-checked them, his keys jingling like nervous laughter. And the principal, Mrs. Alder, watched the halls with a smile that never quite reached her eyes. The rumors came in pieces. A kid in my history class said a body was buried back there. Another said it was a time capsule. Someone else claimed a teacher had vanished years ago. Each story contradicted the last, but they all shared a single rule: don't dig. The first time I dreamed of the grave, I woke with dirt under my fingernails. In the dream, I stood alone behind the school at night. The gym's windows glowed faintly, the lights inside humming like insects. The patch of earth breathed. I could see it rise and fall, slow and heavy, as if something beneath it slept. When I knelt, the dirt was warm. A hand pressed up from below, fingers stretching, then retreating. I woke gasping, my heart racing, the taste of metal in my mouth. I told myself it was stress. New town, new school, old buildings of old sounds. But the dreams came again and again, always the same. The earth breathing, the sense of being watched, a voice muffled by soil whispering my name. It started bleeding into the day. During lunch, I saw footprints circling the patch, small child-sized, though no one had been back there. In art class, Elise drew spirals that ended in stick figures with empty eyes. When I asked her about them, she crumpled the paper and said she was tired. Once, during gym, I caught Mr. Crane standing at the fence, staring at the dirt, his mouth moving as if in prayer. The school's anniversary assembly finally cracked the silence. Mrs. Alder stood on the stage, her voice echoing in the auditorium. She spoke of Hawthorne's proud history, its generations of students, its resilience. When she reached the part about challenges overcome, her gaze flicked toward the back wall, toward the yard beyond. "There was an incident," she said carefully, "many years ago. It was handled. We honor the past by focusing on the future." The lights flickered. Somewhere in the crowd, a child began to cry. That night, I went back. I waited until my parents were asleep, then slipped out with a flashlight and a borrowed shovel. The back fence was bent enough to squeeze through. The air behind the school felt thicker, damp and cold despite the summer heat. My footsteps sounded too loud. The gym loomed above me, brick dark with shadow, its windows black. Up close, the dirt looked freshly turned, though I knew it hadn't been touched in years. I pressed my palm to it, warm. I remembered the dream and almost laughed, the sound catching in my throat. The shovel bit into the earth with a dull thud. The soil was soft, giving way easily, as if it wanted to be opened. With each scoop, the air grew heavier, smelling faintly of rot and old paper. My flashlight flickered. I told myself to stop. I didn't. A foot down, the shovel struck something solid. Wood. My breath came fast and shallow as I brushed dirt aside. A box emerged, long and narrow, its lid warped by moisture. A coffin. I froze, the night pressing in around me. The ground was silent. No breathing now. just the hum of distant traffic and the whisper of leaves. I could leave. I should leave. The lid creaked as I pried it open. Inside lay a child. Not a skeleton, not dust, but a child preserved by the cold earth, skin pale and stretched tight over bone. Their eyes were open, glassy and unfocused, mouth parted as if mid-word. Their clothes were old-fashioned,